Mia! We need more operators. Oh, there's more coming in today. That's oddly convenient. Welcome back to me analyzing more future 6-star operators coming to global. I'll also give recommendations on whether you should pull or not based on their kit, but as always, if you really like the operator, don't let my advice stop you from pulling them. Okay, so first up we have Saileach? You know what? I'm just gonna call you Sail. Saileach is a standard bearer vanguard. Yes, I hate the archetype names too, but it's official, so I'm forced to use it anyways. She comes from the same branch as Murder on Elysium, so you'd expect some serious DP printing power on her. Saileach's first talent makes her ensign, the flag, buff ally operators by 10 attack speed and debuff enemies by 10 attack speed in the 8 surrounding tiles. Remember that her flag is on her when she's deployed, so she automatically buffs all the operators around her whenever she just exists. Her second talent makes the next operator deployed after her cost 2 less DP. Unlike Myrtle, who synergizes with vanguards, or Elysium, who pairs well with snipers, Saileach doesn't seem to have a specific class that she specializes in. Her main skills are her first and her third, with her first skill being a literal copy-paste of Elysium's first skill. The reason why you'd want to pull Saileach is her third skill. It immediately grants 10 DP as she throws her flag at the enemy, dealing physical damage, stunning, weakening, and slowing them. This pairs well with the first talent of the operator attack speed buffing, making the skill perfect for getting extra damage in. It has a short uptime of only 10 seconds, but the downtime is also only 20 seconds, giving her a 30-second skill cycle, which is very short. The weakening and duration of the skill are lower compared to Suzerain, so on her release, many players shrugged her off, saying that Suzerain would still be better to bring in most situations. However, it's because of her cyclability that Saileach has been used in Contingency Contract. While Suzerain has long uptimes and downtimes, Saileach is much shorter, giving her the advantage in situations that require some extra damage, but not a full buff army. Examples of these situations can be CC Pirates Wraiths, Blades Avengers, and most recently, the Blindies and Freeze Shield in CC7. With similar downtimes to Ashe, Saileach makes a perfect pair with her, since Ashe can benefit from an extended stun duration and damage amplification. Should you pull for her? If you plan on doing high risk CC anytime in the future, you definitely should, since you might be locked out of certain strats for not having her. Otherwise, if you're a risk 18 and AFK gamer, she can be a great addition to your squad, but she isn't necessary for most content. You're Fartooth, right? Well, you are a pretty close distance to me, so right now, I can't say you're a close tooth. Okay, sorry. Fartooth is a Deadeye sniper coming from the same branch as Firewatch and Ambriel. This means that she has a high damage per hit but a slow attack interval. Her trait makes her prioritize the lowest defense enemy in her range. Fartooth's first talent gives her extra attack when she hasn't taken damage for 10 seconds. This pairs well with her second talent that reduces her taunt level and makes her attack ignore enemy physical dodge when her skill is active. Fartooth also has her module that increases her attack based on the distance of the target up to 15%. Her second skill increases her attack speed substantially while also allowing her to attack enemies outside her range if they are blocked by an ally. In a vacuum, this skill seems really useful because of the global range cross-map shenanigans you can pull with fast redeploys and defenders. However, there isn't any attack stat modifiers on this skill, so even if she does get double her attack speed, her attack stat remains the same, meaning her skill DPS is still mediocre. Fartooth's third skill turns her range into a straight line, similar to Schwartz, but this time, it's infinite. It increases her attack by a lot, and increases the damage dealt if the enemy is on the 5th tile onwards. Stacking all of these attack buffs in her favor, including her module and her talents, Fartooth's DPS on her third skill becomes similar to Schwartz's third skill. As I've mentioned in my sniper analysis video that you should totally go watch after this video, link on the info card. Fartooth maximizes her damage if the enemy is on the 5th tile onwards, while Schwartz has a stable high damage per hit on enemies in the 4 tiles in front of her. This basically means that since their skills are almost carbon copies of each other, you would really only use Fartooth for her infinite range, which doesn't come up often. Even if her numbers don't justify her usage in most situations, her global range kit with cross-map snipes can be really fun to use for a lot of players. Alright, next up should be Nearl the Radiant Knight. I wonder why they call her a Radiant Knight. Oh. Nearl the Radiant Knight almost turned me into a Nearl family simp. Almost. Her art just screams Chad energy. Anyways, she is a Dreadnought guard, similar to Guard Scotty, Franka, and Melantha. This archetype features high attack and HP, but not so much defense. Her first talent deals 80% of her attack as true damage to enemies in the 4 adjacent tiles when she's deployed, stunning them for 3 seconds. If the last deployed operator is of the Casimir's faction though, this talent will deal another hit. Her second talent ignores 20% of the enemy's defense. Nearl's second skill allows her to not use deployment slots. When she's deployed, her attack will be boosted immensely, similar to Guard Scotty's second skill, while also gaining 4 shields. When the skill ends, she will be retreated automatically, increasing her redeployment time by 25%. If the last deployed operator is of the Casimir's faction, however, her redeployment time won't be increased. Because of the stun talent and the shields on this skill, Nearl Alter's second skill does very well against enemies with slow attack intervals, similar to Mudrock. Her third skill summons a blazing sun totem thingy that boasts very high health, stunning the enemies near it for 3 seconds on impact. The skill causes her attack range to expand, increases her attack and defense, and changes her damage type to true damage against enemies blocked by her summon or herself. Upon looking at her kit, a lot of players have the question in mind of, is she meta? And I think the general consensus is that she's good, but not broken. Nearl Alter's kit, to me, looks very fun to play with. Her S2 can be very helpful in situations with a tight deployment limit such as CC, giving you lots of breathing room since you don't have to worry about her deployment slot. And while many people screamed how broken she was because of her high damage per hit on her S3 along with the true damage condition, Nearl's DPS is nowhere near Surtur or even worse, Shelter. I'm personally pulling for her because she seems fun to use. And this is how you should actually introduce an Alter HG. Looking at your abilities, it doesn't look like you can do much. Why don't you tell me what you can do? And how do you dodge that fast? Huh. It seems like everyone forgot Flametail's existence once the Nearl Alter banner was over. She is a Pioneer Vanguard, meaning she blocks 2 enemies with skills that generate DP like Siege and Saga. Her kit is heavily dodge focused, signified by her talent that makes her next attack hit twice and hit enemies equal to block count after dodging an attack. Her second skill gives all Casimir's operators physical dodge. Her third skill gradually gains DP, reduces her attack interval, increases her attack and block count, and gives her pretty high physical and arts dodge, synergizing with her first talent. With the high dodge chance and extra attack, she can shred enemies with constant counterattacks. This skill performs amazing against enemies with a fast attack interval such as brawlers or the enraged, possessed, whatever the hell these dudes are. The main issue with this skill, however, is that she relies on enemies to attack her in order to deal damage, which sucks if the enemies are ranged or have slow attack intervals. Relying on dodge as her main way of survivability can also be a little off-putting since she doesn't have any form of healing. Skill timing will probably be your main issue if you truly want to maximize the number of times she dodges, since it has a short uptime of 8 seconds, but once everything lines up, Flametail can do some serious shredding. Is she a must pull? Considering Saga and Bagpipe, definitely not, but her kit does contain a few fun mechanics to play around with.